The following podcast contains adult themes such as drinking and violence. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome to Table It, a micro RPG podcast. My name is Tim, and I'm one of the hosts and the editor of this production. Table It is an excuse to get my friends Max, Matt, and Manny to play micro RPGs with me. We are all interested in game design as well as actual play, so each game will get a review at the end. Stick around to hear our opinion, as well as if we would put this game back on the table, or if we would shelve it and not play it later. In this episode here, we're going to play Dr. Magnet Hands by Grant Howitt. You can pick it up for yourself at rookrowananddecard.com. Okay, so, hi, I'm Tim. I've introduced myself already. Let's go around the table and get everyone else also in on the introductions.
What's up? I'm Matt. That's about it.
Hi, Matt. Pronouns?
Oh, yeah, pronouns. He, him.
I'm Manny. They, them pronouns.
And I'm Max. Also they, them pronouns.
I also forgot. He, him. So, in Dr. Magnet Hands, y'all are going to be playing ridiculous superheroes pulled from a collection of random stuff that we created. So I'm curious who you will all be playing today. So who wants to go first? What superheroes are we going to be seeing at this table?
Everyone just immediately looked at me. Okay.
I thought you were going to.
Okay. So I'm going to start off by making things incredibly difficult for everyone.
Excellent. Stupendous.
My name, in this, their secret identity name, they were, the name on their birth certificate is Matt. However, in a long history of genderqueer naming conventions, they change one letter in their birth name to an X. So now they go by Max.
Oh, what the shit?
Their superhero name is the Code Switch. And they are invisible, but only to cishet men.
Invisible to cishet man. Okay.
Oh, will you hand me a note card?
Yes.
Because I'm not going to remember everyone's names.
That is a good point. I will do that as well.
All right. I'm going to go up next. I go by either Otto, Bill, or Trent. Because I'm actually 3 children in a trench coat.
All right. 3 kids in a trench coat. And what were those names again?
Otto, Bill, and Trent. It's not quite a coin flip because it's a 1/3 chance as to who's got their head sticking out the top on a given day.
Or bot for short.
Right.
All right. And Max, who are you playing as today?
Beep burp. I am Doombot.
So you'll be playing Doombot.
Beep burp.
Oops, I wrote Doombot instead of Max. So Max played...
You're already in character. It's happening.
I did it again. My brain's turning
You're
off.
doing it, Peter.
He's doing it, Peter. He's playing with us.
Okay. All right. So the next important thing we need for the story of Dr. Magnet Hands is a particular location that we're starting our adventure at. It's going to be one of y'all's secret hideouts. So whose secret hideout are we currently at?
I mean, mine is a treehouse.
That's very good.
It's very good.
The wood's creaking underneath Doombot.
Yes. Yep, for sure.
And
I can put this out in front of...
But the best part is because the 3 boys aren't men yet. They can see you. The code
It's
switch.
true. It's true.
I just read the card for Doombot. That's even
I
better.
want to see it.
Could you read it out?
The card for Doombot is a doomsday machine that runs on Mountain Dew.
Oh my god, so it's a doomsday machine.
Oh, that's what it is.
I wrote that.
Nice.
I
Excellent.
should have wrote doomsday machine.
All right, so we're hanging out
In the treehouse.
in is it Otto's parents' treehouse?
It's actually Bill's.
Okay, Bill's parents' treehouse.
Yep.
Okay.
The one in their backyard.
Yep.
How high off the ground is it?
It's about 4 feet.
About 4 feet.
Oh, wow,
That's
okay.
that's a nice tree house.
I will add the English maybe that Doombot is not in the treehouse, but is standing next to it on the ground and is just tall enough that they're just like looking in
Yep.
and part of the group, but definitely not in the treehouse.
Love it.
Okay. So, in Dr. Magnet Hands, to explain some rules to our audience listening, everyone has 4 pieces of paper that are their powers, their friends, their abilities, their magical items that they've acquired of their course of being very cool superheroes. When a challenge approaches, they will use these powers, abilities, friends, and items to save the day by simply saying that they do so. The first challenge is, of course, Bill's dad, Arthur. He walks out to the treehouse, hiking up his khaki shorts, that almost touch his bright white socks that are tucked. Well, I guess the socks can't be tucked into shoes. That's how they work.
No, but he
Socks
probably
and
has like
flip-flops. That's what it is.
he
isn't
has
it?
Yeah.
like Birkenstock sandals.
Yes,
Oh, I
Birkies-
was thinking like white New Balance.
I was kind of thinking about New Balances, and I was like, how do I describe his New Balances in relation to his shorts? And I panicked.
I was about to ask if he could see me, but then you answered my question without even.
Oh yeah, no, he's got no idea you're there. He calls up and he goes, Bill, you up there with your friends?
Yep.
I got a letter for you in the mail there. And he takes a sip out of his sparkling water with a hint of lime. Now, I have placed both cards down on the table, Arthur and sparkling water with a hint of lime. These are challenges that our incredibly cool heroes must take out somehow in order to continue.
Okay.
He takes the letter and, barely reaching above his chest height, he places the letter on the rail of the treehouse. Inside the letter, written in a script that can only be described as magnetic, it reads, "Heroes, you cannot stop me! I am Dr. Magnet Hands, you see, as you could probably tell. You see, in my super secret moon base on the moon, I am planning some sort of evil destructive device that will destroy all of Earth. You cannot stop me. You should give up now. Please send a white flag via post. Thank you. Signed, Dr. Magnet Hands." So now you know both where he is, what he's going to do, and his first minion is in front of you. What do you do?
I have a card that I think I would argue beats both of them, but definitely beats one.
Okay.
All right.
So if you have a card that can beat both of them, does someone have a card that could specifically only beat Arthur or specifically only beat sparkling water with a hint of lime?
Does it have to be? Can it be the one that we've already played, or can we play another one?
Yes, your name tag is also a playable card. If you're
Okay.
like, I'm just going to drink his water, that counts. But if you cash out all 4 of your cards, you die dramatically.
Oh, so we only have
balls.
one use of this.
one use of each card.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
I didn't either. Oh.
Mm.
I think I can maybe use mine to get rid of both of them as well. So if anyone else has one.
So
All right.
between the two of you, you each have one that could take out one of the other. Why don't You go first then.
All right, so here's the deal. After reading over the letter, Bill looks out over the railing of the treehouse and says, "You're not my real dad, and I can do what I want because I'm a rich boy with dead parents."
Matt has played a rich boy with dead parents.
Incredible.
Arthur is canceled out by that.
Oh my God.
He bites his lip hidden under his mustache and says, "Okay, who's going to defeat the sparkling water with a hint of lime he clutches in his hand?"
That's a brutal KO. You're not even my real dad.
It's okay, kid. I'll be your dad now. Do we have to play a card? Can we just drink it?
If a card must be played to remove it. If you decide to just drink it, you could just play yourself. It would eliminate your ability to use it for a later thing.
I know.
Right. But you have to play a card to do an action.
You must play a card to do an action. You can describe whatever you want to do, but in order to remove this card, you must play a card.
Play a card of your own.
Yes.
Got it.
God, I don't have anything.
I mean, I was going to say a rich boy obviously has taste, so he would get, he wouldn't have sparkling water with a hint of lime.
I feel like maybe the rich boy with dead parents would be like, "You're not my real dad, and also give me your drink."
I paid for that.
Oh my God.
This is my mom's house.
I'm now envisioning a tree house at Wayne Manor.
Yeah, no kidding.
In the backyard.
Just an incredibly fancy treehouse.
Yep.
I really don't have anything that I could use that would directly involve it, unless it's just myself.
Are the three of you going to be defeated by a simple sparkling water with a hint of lime? Dr. Magnahands would love this. Dr. Magnahands' voices is not from any particular country. Please ignore all attempts at good Dr. Magnahan voice.
I love it.
It's different every time. Okay. This is not great, but
Lay it on us.
So Code Switch sticks a hand in their pocket and pulls out a loose handful of gravel and throws it out of the treehouse, just knocking the sparkling water bottle over onto the ground.
Oh, dang
It is literally a loose handful of gravel.
Oh, dang it. My water's got gravel in it. Well, all right. Well, you kids have a good one. And he goes back inside. On his way, he turns off the grill. I don't think he's going to make any hamburgers today.
Oh, sad. Dejected.
God.
We are starting on a doozy. All right, so
TPK'd this first boss.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
my question now is, how are you going to get to Dr. Magnahands' moon base on the moon? This is the only one that you have to play a card that doesn't have a corresponding card that to play against it.
Mm.
So this is the one card you have to spend in order to get to the moon.
All right. Beep boop, friends. This is an urgent matter. I have an idea, but I will require copious amounts of the delicious substance Mountain Dew. Please acquire me as much as possible. And my vision would be, I'm a Doombot that can operate on Mountain Dew. And we already established I am big. I'm big enough to be on the ground and tall enough to look into the treehouse. And I think I could easily fit 2 people inside of me.
Well, technically 4.
4 people. Yes. One of the people is 3 kids. And they're small. And also rich. So
Yeah.
I feel like you could easily buy me all the Mountain Dew that I require. And the Doombot can simply elevate you all to space.
Well, here's the best part.
I was expecting rocket feet
No.
or like a jetpack, and you're just like, no, we're just going to extend our legs.
Yeah. For sure.
Well, here's the best part. Because, we might be in Bill's treehouse.
Uh-huh.
But Trent Trent's arm reaches out from the bottom third of the trench coat to the mini fridge that's sitting right beside the balcony. I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew. And he opens it, and it's every flavor of Mountain Dew imaginable in there.
You got Code Red, you got Baja Blast, you got Livewire.
We've got gingerbread snapped. I don't know what you're on
Holy
about.
Oh, and all the weird ones that they sell in other countries.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, Doombot, beep boop, reaches out one long telescoping arm and hooks up a straw, which punches instantly into different cans.
Oh, God.
And I guess basically shotguns all of them and proceeds to drink furiously.
Yep.
So the
Powering up.
four of you besides Doombot all climb inside Doombot.
Mm-hmm.
Doombot's legs extendo into space.
Yes. Slowly.
Slowly.
Yeah, so feet on the ground, and I am just elevating up into the air.
Mountain Dew by Mountain Dew.
Yep. About the speed of an elevator.
So it takes us 3 weeks to get to the moon.
But we get there.
We're gonna do a spiral time wipe.
Yep.
To indicate that time has passed. Doombot reaches their arms out, grabs hold of the moon above them, and then starts pulling their legs back up from Earth.
Yeah.
That's how
for
that
sure.
works.
Yeah, 100%.
Love it.
So now the 5 of you are on the moon.
Does Doombot's legs also retract so they're on the moon?
Eventually, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So another 3 weeks while their legs race up to get to the moon.
A second time wipe happens. So on the moon, there is a large crater in front of you. This crater is just astronomically big. And in the center of it, also incredibly large, is a huge horseshoe magnet-shaped office building. This is Dr. Magnahand's secret lair.
You think they would have put cloaking devices on that or something, but all right.
At which point Otto pipes up from the middle chunk of the trench coat. Hey guys, it's the secret moon base on the moon. I think it's Dr. Magnet Hands. Let's go check it out.
Beep boop, beep boop.
At which point Trent starts walking.
Suddenly,
Out of-
other
out of me?
way.
How are you guys all surviving on the moon?
don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's an 80s cartoon.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Just then you hear a voice behind you. A voice you recognize, but you're not certain from where. It's Blorfo.
Who's Blorfo?
He's the man with the ability to score weed anywhere. Blorfo says, "Hey guys, you're not supposed to be here. Didn't you read Dr. Magnet Hands' letter? He specifically told y'all heroes to stay on Earth. Now, we could all go our separate ways. I could give you guys a little weed if you want. I got a hookup. I just talk to him, get you guys a little that sticky icky, and you guys could just go on home. Does that work for you?"
I really wish I had a card for Dare right now.
So the two cards I've played that must be defeated, of course, are Blorfo, the famous character that shows up at the end of Marvel movies that people know, and
Nash.
also the ability to score weed anywhere. Blorfo's incredibly good secret superpower special ability.
Okay, I'm going to use my superpower, which is that I am in fact invisible, but only to cishet men, and this guy is as cishet as they come. So I adjust my domino mask in the colors of the non-binary flag, and I just walk around behind Blorfo and snap his neck.
Oh my god.
Here's the thing.
my God.
In order to distract him,
Yeah, in the moment before that happens, you have to also remove his ability to score weed anywhere, which I think should be taken care of before we take out Blorfo.
Well, killing him removes that ability, right?
No.
Well, here's the deal.
Wait, what?
We got to distract
Both
him.
cards must be removed. The order it happens, it also has to make a little bit of sense.
Here's the deal. We got to distract him so you can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're invisible, but cards are cards.
And he could
So-
hear.
He might be
That's true.
scoring stuff. And
Weed, specifically.
yeah.
That's all he could score.
And
He's never scored any other
Limited abilities.
exactly.
Clearly.
Hey, man.
So,
I gotta do
short
what I
version.
gotta do.
The kids in the trench coat are like, drugs are bad, but we know people who do that like to get food, so we have the smallest of French fries available.
Oh, the smallest of fries.
Oh, man, that's like 3 French fries and a teeny tiny McDonald's thing. That's really cool. I'm gonna eat. Oh, God!
Nice.
Yes.
Blorfo has been killed. Now, for those of you who have used your own personal card abilities, be aware that you can't use them again. Although I'm not going to make you hand them in like we have been the other ones. All right. So, with Blorfo eliminated.
Excellent.
This game is all about wish fulfillment. How many times you just wanted to snap a man's neck?
Yeah, for sure.
0.
Check your privilege,
I'm
Tim.
with you.
That's definitely not true. So the 5 of you, walk up to the entrance to this moon base on the moon, and I gotta make sure which card I'm actually using correctly. Okay, between you, suddenly you hear a honk.
Oh no.
Honk.
Oh, no. Is it the horrible goose?
It's the goose. And he's got a nuclear bomb.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Does anybody have the gardener?
Yeah. A
I
rake.
don't.
Honk, honk.
I have something.
My powers are not useful here. Nothing can stand in the way of the goose.
Doombot steps forward. Beep, boop, beep, boop. Watch this. Stand back. And something cranks in Doombot's central compartment. And suddenly a little window opens and a gigantic reel of paper shoots out, very thin and very long, and seemingly infinitely long. It is the entirety of the novel Moby Dick in really fine print that is ejecting wildly from Doombot's body and wraps immediately all around the goose's eyes and head and face and body, trapping the goose like a mummy.
So the goose running around for but a moment, honking until its mouth is covered. The goose falls over, honking quietly in a giant pile of incredibly fine print Moby Dick.
Correct.
The white whale of a goose is eliminated. However, there is still a nuclear bomb. It's counting down. 14, 13. What do you do?
Oh,
Oh my
oh
god.
God, I don't know.
All right, I'll throw this one, but I've only got my name left afterwards. So
Okay.
hold on, folks. I think I misplaced this as Captain Hemisphere drops out of the sky.
What's Captain Hemisphere?
Captain Hemisphere is he's the Saturday morning cartoon that runs on the other channel. This is a
Okay.
crossover episode.
I see.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
He's currently on an errand for the Pentagon, and he accidentally misplaced a nuclear bomb. So he's actually got to drop in, pick this up, and then swing it back. There may or may not be an end credit epilogue that shows him actually getting the accolades from the generals for solving the nuclear crisis.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Captain Hemisphere.
At the,
he's
in
about-
the end credits, there's someone who's, the president is thanking Captain Hemisphere, and he's like, "We're so glad that you got both nuclear bombs." And Captain Hemisphere goes, "What?"
Next time.
He's about half as important as Captain Planet.
Yeah. Oh God, what a lucky break for us.
Wow, amazing. What a stroke of luck.
So you the three of you walk through this office building, complete with chairs, cubicles, little computer stations, a little tasteful coffee bar. It's got like 6 floors of this. There's no one here. It looks like it's never been used. For some reason, Dr. Magnet Hands shipped all of this to the moon because he could.
Makes sense.
Yeah, deep.
Code Switch definitely grabs an iced coffee at every coffee bar on the way up.
Just so stack them up.
Oh, yeah. So by the time they meet Dr. Magnet Hands, they're just like vibrating on iced coffee.
Yeah. I think Doombot also, on the way through, anytime we pass a mini fridge, has a little look-see and grabs any of the Mountain Dews.
So Mountain Dews, iced coffees, and iced coffees in hand. You, upon searching the entire building, finally find your way to the roof. On the roof, the door swings open, banging against the outside of the building. A huge section of this building is completely flat, with like nothing in between you, a table, a microphone, and Dr. Magnet Hands and his friend, a podcaster. And the podcaster uses his secret power of having a hangover. For our audience, I just randomly reached into the bowl to pull out a hangover as the ability. He says into his microphone, "Hey, welcome to this fine episode of Talking About Blorf. We're gonna just have a nice little moment where we play a little music for you, and after that music break, we'll be right back in with the Dr. Magnet Hands announcement on how he's gonna destroy the world." The music starts playing. How are you going to defeat him before he comes back online?
I mean, you feel like this is where we just cut the episode.
We failed. This is it. It's happening now. No.
I mean, I don't have a hangover this time.
Who's going to be able to take out this man's hangover? Take out? Cure? I don't know what that even means.
Here's the problem. I have a single card left.
Yeah, I have 2.
I'm trying to get real creative.
Me too. Okay, I got it.
All right.
Okay.
Beep burp, beep burp. Doombot slides forward. "Excuse me, podcaster, sir. I believe you may want this." And reaches up onto their head and takes down a hat, which is quite cold because it is actually a cooler for their Mountain Dews. And inside there is a bottle of water and a slushie and a little sandwich.
Nice.
And some Advil.
Yeah.
And hands over the hat cooler to the podcaster, thus leveraging their really cool hat.
Excellent. The card, a really cool hat, came in handy. I wasn't expecting that.
Hey, it's to the letter of the card.
Yep. That
It is
hat
a
is
cooler.
really cool.
So he has
Okay.
like a beautiful bottled water and a nice little sandwich and all the things that you would want for a hangover.
Hey, thanks, Doomspot. That's really... I'm back to Blorfo again. Hey, thanks. That's really nice of you.
Beep burp, you are welcome.
Oh, I'm so sorry for this, especially to you, Max.
Are you going to kill this
Are you
one
going to kill
too?
the podcaster too?
I am not, but I am going to stride over and angrily sit down at the podcast table. So, like, when I speak on mic, I am going to call him out for Native American appropriation because he has a really clean mohawk. And that is just not something that in 2022 white people should be a part of.
Oh no!
And
for our audio listeners, love you to death.
Oh no!
Both Max and I have mohawks.
They're not like that.
No, they're not.
They're not like that, I promise.
But I am hoping to like weaponize the liberals and get his podcast canceled.
Oh no.
no.
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry.
God damn it. Unbelievable.
He feverishly tries to apologize. He doesn't do a very good job. He somehow makes it worse.
Oh yeah, it doubles down.
Yeah, it doubles down. Just does a bad job of it. All in all, he's completely distracted. He's completely forgot that he was supposed to announce Dr. Magnet Hands' super evil plan. So Dr. Magnet Hands jumps on the table, puts his hand out, which of course is a giant magnet. His hands are a pair of horseshoe magnets.
That's what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
Right.
Suddenly, the microphone just like clinks to one of his hands, as just like a bunch of random paper clips and scraps and other garbage. And he says to the microphone, and it echoes across the moonscape. And he goes like, "You think you have defeated me, Dr. Magnet Hands? Well, I'm going to reveal my incredibly good thing that I'm going to destroy the entire world with." And he reaches behind him, and he pulls out a plush octopus.
Oh.
Okay, I feel really bad because one of us is going to die.
That's
The Doomsday Machine that
no.
runs around
There's one left.
No, this was the one I already used.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, one of
you is gonna die. I did this on purpose.
Oh, no.
Who's gonna die to defeat a plush octopus?
So I feel like, as the only adult in the situation,
you're an adult. They're a robot.
Yeah. But I feel like I have to protect the three children in a trench coat. And I am going to use my last card. And because I am invisible to cishet men, which I am assuming Dr. Magnet Hands is,
I think so.
I run up and I grab Doombot. So the card I'm playing is invisibly, or is invisible. Invisibility.
You have both the power to not be seen and also invisibility.
Amazing.
Yep. So I'm going to grab Doombot, who is presumably made of magnets, and hurl them, or presumably made of metal, and hurl them towards Dr. Magnet Hand. And as we've already established, Doombot is very large. So between the force of me shoving Doombot towards Magnet Hands and the fact that they are very large, I'm hoping that the magnet of Dr. Magnet Hands will attract Doombot to him and just kind of squash him and like pin the plush octopus under Dr. Magnet Hands under a giant Doombot.
A huge cacophony of metal magnets and soft plush cotton fluff hits the ground. The edge of the building is dented under Doombot's weight, and suddenly you can no longer hear Dr. Magnet Hand's incredibly strange voice. The three of you have beaten Dr. Magnet Hands.
5 of us.
4.
Oh no!
Oh no! I beat it.
Technically, Code Switch is dead. How did that happen?
I think in my pushing the Doombot towards Dr. Magnet Hands, I got caught in the treads of Doombot's legs, tires, whatever they are, and got kind of like trampled a little bit. And because I am in fact a non-binary superhero, my facial piercings were sucked out of my face. I'm just like lighting Max up today. I'm so sorry, Max.
Oh, balls.
So like my eyebrow ring flies out of my eye, my septum piercing like shoots out of my nose, and I'm just like bleeding from all of the holes in my face.
Oh, no.
And as I lie dying, seeing that we have saved the world, I look up at Doombot and the future of superheroes, these 3 children in a trench coat.
Otto, Billy, and what? Trent?
Yes. And I say, oh, real original, another barriered gaze trope. And then I die.
Oh, brutal.
Holy shit.
That's terrible. Okay,
Sorry, I fucked this whole game, guys.
I love it. It's the best.
This has been my last game here at Tablelet after offending everyone, both at the table and any listeners we may have out there.
Okay, I had so much fun with this. This game is ridiculous, and you all have wildly exceeded my expectations.
King shit. I had a card I didn't use.
Yeah, let's.
What was it?
Let's go through what we had left.
Sexy vampires.
Oh man!
That would have been a great thing to
Sexy
use at
vampires.
basically any time.
Oh
Completely.
man!
The
Yes.
2 cards that I drew and ended up not using is Bubbles
Oh.
and Cheating. I was trying to figure out how to get cheating in there, but I just couldn't come up with anything. So that is the end of Dr. Magnet Hands. It's a much shorter game than a lot of other games, which
Incredible.
I really appreciate.
I love it.
Great.
So
Save it for the review.
Let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll review Dr. Magnet Hands.
I feel like my review is going to be a little bit biased, but I'm not ashamed of it whatsoever.
So, as our GM
Yeah.
for this one, you are leading us in the review discussion, right?
Welcome back to Tablet. I hope you had a nice break. I know I did. So now we're going to get into our review section of Dr. Magnet Hands by Grant Howitt. So we're going to start off with likes and dislikes. Who wants to go first?
I will go first. I like that it's a party game that you don't have to spend money on. That is straight up the best part about this.
Agreed.
You can use a mixing bowl and a couple of sheets of paper, and you have a game.
Yep.
Dislikes. It's a game about playing the table, but that's very, very minor. In those situations where I wouldn't want to play the table, I just wouldn't be at the table. So it's not really even, it doesn't even really qualify.
Yeah.
I think I agree. Knocking my mic over. Sorry about that, listeners.
A podcaster with a hangover.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, Matt. I love that it's a party game you don't have to spend money on. I love the versatility of it because Matt and I were talking about this a little bit earlier of like my personal comedy style is like really long sentences full of like really ridiculous words. And then you compound that with like bubbles or like the complete text of Moby Dick in very fine print, and then Dennis. And I love that. That's extremely my jam of humor. The dislikes are like, again, very minor of you don't necessarily know what you can do with your cards when you just draw them. And so it's because like I had 3 that I'm like, these are never going to come up. And then because of that, like earlier in the game, I was like, when do I play these? Is it like I feel like I'm not contributing? And so that was like a little weird, but that's a very minor thing. I'll save that for later.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Max.
I think I definitely share the likes. I love that it is so easy to get into and teach. Easy enough. You know, if you can play telephone or, charades or something, like any basic party game, you can play this and teach it to anybody. I also really love the randomized quality of drawing these different things from the bowl. I think especially the more players you have, like the more you're going to get even more of a wide variety of things. So I thought that was a really cool dimension. Things that I dislike, it is just hard to. Sometimes it can be hard to be funny. I think if if you're writing the cards and you know that eventually they're going to get randomized, and you might get yours, you might get someone else's. You want it to be funny, but you don't want it to be too impossible either.
Yep.
And there's a fine line between being like funny and just being like dumb. You know what I mean? Just like stupid. And I don't know. My tastes with humor are such that I want to try to keep things funny and still a little smart. So I don't know. That's a challenge.
This is not the smartest of games.
No, and I don't mean to say it like that. Like I don't like have a stick up my ass about it or anything. But like,
I think I know what you mean. Like it would be easy to be like a cape, rocket boots, a spaceship.
That's what I mean.
Like,
yeah.
But you want like a little bit more detail. That's not like super specific.
Exactly.
I totally feel you.
Yeah. And then I think the other thing I dislike is I think more or less what Manny said, that it can be hard in the moment to figure out how to use it. And you have to just lean into the fact that like you got to use these. Yeah. So the weirder they are, the better. And you need to contrive a situation where that's going to occur. Yeah. And I think when you lean into that, then it makes sense.
Yeah. Like with your really cool hat.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
Yeah. Incredible.
I was pretty proud of that one.
Yeah, my likes and dislikes are two sides of the same coin, and I think it's a really cool coin. So, as a GM of this game, I like that I can literally like we had zero planning today. You literally do not know what you're gonna get until you start. The some of the stuff I left out for y'all is the plot's always the same. Based on the original like document, which is like a page and a half. It just says, hey, like his moon base is on the moon. They have to go there. Do it. So every time I play this game, I run this exact same scenario and it's never let me down. Dislikes is that the weight is really heavily on your shoulders as the GM to like, make sure that the battles, as it were, are cool, and you have to put them together using random suggestions of your friends. You really got to think on your feet. The players are doing the same, but you're doing it with 4 cards. I'm doing it with 9. But I also think that lends into creativity. You have a limited pool to pull from, and therefore you got to do it.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, my review is a little bit biased on this one, because my friends and I, Tim's old college friends. We use this as our drinking game. And whoever feels the most comfortable with storytelling at the time is the one who runs it.
Often me.
Well, and the moments where you're not there, it's usually me.
Yeah.
But the entire point behind that is, it's the same exact story every time. And there's a lot of fluidity into how you get to pull cards as the person who's running the game. But really, what I found was the most helpful is when you have someone who's there, who's sitting at the table that really doesn't want to be into the storytelling, but still wants to be part of the fun. They go, I have this card and I'm going to use it. And I think it goes this way. And it happens over and over and over. And Sadie does this to me every time we play. And one of the ones she played, the My Little Pony themed stripper, Twilight Spankle. And she goes, and I don't know how it's going to beat that, but it's gotta. And I said, well, okay, well then. And so I just riffed off a little bit about how apparently this guy was a secret brony. And now he was totally thrilled and just, he was no longer a problem because he was very excited about what was about to go down. But it's, I don't know, for me, it's almost a game of competitive storytelling where there is no loser.
Right.
Yeah.
That I don't think I have a better way to describe it than that.
I actually really like that because we didn't get into it super much, but I think there's a version of this game that you can play where like you're trying to one up everyone with how you play your cards. And like, if I were to play this again, that is something I would definitely want to lean into because I think it's a lot of fun. To try to, or if like you have 2 people fighting over which card they're wanting to play. I think that would be a lot of fun.
I agree.
So let's move it to the open discussion of what do you think this game was trying to do and what would you change?
This game is trying to be, like I said, a fun, game of silly storytelling. If the table wants to be more serious about it, then they can lean into the darker tones and like the serious, we are a superhero team, and they can literally write down whatever they want, like actual superhero powers. They can write in the Green Lantern's green head.
That too.
Yeah,
Although that's
totally.
hard
Cut,
to
cut.
spell.
Nailed it.
Yeah, no, don't cut that out. But you can write out whatever you want. You can be as serious and specific, or you can write bubbles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's literally up to the person who draws the card. So it's fun, silly storytelling. It's simple. It's easy. And I think the game succeeded wildly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's perfect. I have no notes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and like part of it is like it's so simple that like any issues I had or could even think of with it would like depend on the table. Like
Yeah.
I didn't really have any issues or likes or dislikes with this game, but if I did, it wouldn't be the same if I played it with different people. Even if the four of us played it again, I doubt it would be the same.
Yeah.
And that's what I think the game's real strength is like it's so simple that you can literally do anything with it. And it's not, sometimes I get choice paralysis and like having that much freedom is like terrifying. But I didn't have that with this.
Yeah.
I think the writing the cards at the beginning is the most choice paralysis I get when I do this game.
For sure, yeah.
Writing out 8 different things at once is kind of a lot. It's not so much that it's preposterous, but it's a fair amount. And then when you actually play, you look at your 3 cards you have left or whatever and go, well, it's one of these 3 or hopefully a friend can help. And if you can't come up with anything, you just sit there and go like, anyone else got something? It's a nice way to, like, the game has built-in pass the buck features, just by its very nature.
Yeah. The one thing that I might potentially change that was like a little difficult is I held off on a lot of my cards because like we only have 4 and once you spend your 4 you die, and I didn't know how long the game was going to be, so I didn't want to like blow through all 4 of my cards and then we still have 15 minutes left of gameplay and Code Switch is just dead in a corner. So, and like we're starting to see this with like a lot of the games we play and review, is there's not a definite like win condition or like end of game condition. So this could be a 10-minute game, it could be a 30-minute game, anywhere in between. And so like that just made it difficult for me to know when to play my cards and when I needed to hold them, I guess.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I think if we consider, like when I think about considering what this game is trying to do, right, like you were saying, it like definitely is trying to create a fun party, light, collaborative, silly storytelling game, and in that sense I think it completely succeeded. And like its strengths as a light, fun game is also potentially its challenge, right? Because there's not a lot of structure on how to end it, or even like what Dr. Magnet Hands is trying to do. Like he does, you know,
him as a villain.
Yeah, him as a villain. He's just
trying to do stuff.
Yeah,
from his
I
moon
like
base on
that,
the moon.
and I like that for sure. And I think it's like you'd get out of it what you put into it. Thing.
100%.
Like I could see again, like with the right or wrong table, they would be like, well, I don't know what the goal is.
Yeah.
You know?
Originally, I was gonna have I had the card a nuclear bomb, and I was like, oh, that's what Dr. Magnet Hands is gonna use. I was like, that's too dark. I got to give it to the goose.
I think it's also too easy.
Yeah.
Like,
every villain has a
Magneto
bomb.
is going to destroy the world with a magnet bomb. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. I would. The only thing I would change about this game is that the next time I play it, I'm probably going to be drunk again.
Yeah.
This is the most sober I've ever played Dr. Magnet Hands, and it feels different. I had a great time. I really enjoyed this game, but for me, this might be me, but for me, I like playing Dr. Magnet Hands drunk.
I can definitely see that, but like I also think it's not necessary,
No,
and a lot of
absolutely not.
like games that suggest drinking while they don't really work if you try to play them sober. And I think that's again one of this game's strengths is that it will work really good if you're tipsy or shit-faced, and it also works really well if you're completely sober.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I think that if you have a mixed party where some people are drinking and some people aren't, this is a good game for that because it doesn't alienate one or the other. You know?
I agree.
It is interesting. I think as all of us are very comfortable drinkers and have a fun time and you know, we're all adults, I think we can definitely get a little blasé and casual about like, oh, this is a drinking game, or, you know, like some of the stuff would be more fun if it was drinking or whatever. But I also do, like, I have a lot of friends who are sober, and like, I don't love the idea of like assigning drinking and drunkenness and alcohol as like a requirement for fun.
100%.
You know what I mean?
I would come back
I'm
to...
fine with it, but that's me.
Yeah.
I don't like assigning that for other people.
For sure.
I would come back to saying this is a party game.
Yes.
It fits in with that concept of the drinking game, but I think it works just as well sober.
The key thing is party. You're all
Yeah.
there to have fun. You're there to let go of your inhibitions, relax, be silly. I think for a lot of people, alcohol is the social lubricant that enables that. But like, the point is, you got to show up and be ready to have fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Well,
I
I think this can be that as well. Like, this game can be the social lubricant and can be like sort of the bridge between, well, there are drinkers here, there are sober people here, and I don't want the sober people to feel like they're just here to drive people home. Like, this is a way to include them in that. So, like, if you do have parties where, like, you do have mixed drinking levels, I guess is a way to say that. I would highly recommend this game because this is a good one for that.
Yeah. I actually want to cycle back to something pretty quickly here. First off, the next time I play it with you, Manny, I'm going to be putting Kenny Rogers the Gambler on here.
Yes.
But secondly, when it comes to the WinCon, I have actually never read the rules of Dr. Magnet Hands. I have only been told them. It was twice by Tim, and then I ran it once without him there and guessed. But it works.
It went great, right?
Yeah. But the thing is, when it comes to the WinCon, that comes down to the person who's running it. Like, Tim does I pull 9 cards and I have to make them work. When I'm running it, as the GM, I like to actually pull out 6 from the bowl, set them in front of me, and then I have to pick 2 or 3, whatever feels right at the moment. But the game generally works with a minion drops off the letter or message from Dr. Magnet Hands. And the minion usually has a tool. So that's 2 cards down. Then there's a card spent to get into space. So that's 3. And then from there, depending on how many people are at the table, I will either say, okay, so now you have a problem either on the way or once you get to the moon base. And then you have a minion before Dr. Magnet Hands. So if you're running a table with 3 people, I would actually personally, if people aren't seeming like they're like unsure about how to play cards or they're not quite into the competitive storytelling yet, I would actually cut the game short. They make it to the moon, they get to the moon base, and rather than go on the big explanation of the horseshoe magnet shaped office building, I would just say they find Dr. Magnet Hands at his moon base. Oh, you have foiled my plans. And he's there and he's ranting. And so there's a total of 5 cards dropped.
Right.
2 at the beginning, 1 to get there, 2 to beat Dr. Magnet Hands. And usually doing that quick, like, hey, here's the way it goes. Here's the way it works. The game's over in about 10 minutes. At which point everyone goes, oh, now I'm starting to see how it works. They're ready to go.
Round 2.
You still have all of the cards that haven't been used. You hand out more sheets of paper for everyone.
Yeah, we could play a second round with a different GM, and it would be a completely different game, and that's kind of cool.
But exactly, same thing.
That is really cool.
You can extend the... Oh, dear. We lost the facial piercing.
I'm just listening. Oh, no.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I put that into the universe.
Rip in peace. No, it's fine.
But going from that quick first game to say, okay, so here's how it works, then you can take the second game and people are usually more into it. They get into that storytelling. Part of the reason I like this table so much is a really clean mohawk and a really cool hat were both used in fantastical methods.
Amazing.
Like I was planning on using Captain Hemisphere as like, I was expecting you've made it to the moon. How are you guys going to breathe?
Right.
And Trent's dad is actually Captain Hemisphere, so he taught him how to.
What?
So I was going to do that, or he had a rocket or something like that.
That's for season 2.
But the Doomsday bot having extendo legs was fantastic.
I was
That
not
was good
expecting
fun.
extendo legs. I was. That's one of my favorite things. Is every time I play this game, I go. I don't tell people you need to pick a vehicle so that you can get to the moon. When you're writing cards, make sure you put a vehicle down. I never say that. Never. People
But it always works out.
People always come up with the most ridiculous shit. We've had. Oh, I know a guy who drives a bus. We've had just like
Right, that was Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin who had a guy who drove a bus. Like Kevin drives the bus. We get on the bus, he drives to the moon. Don't worry about it. Like every time we play it, it's ridiculous. And I was expecting rocket shoes from
I honestly was too, or like a transformer thing. But that's what's so good about like the term like Doombot or like Doomsday Machine. It can literally be anything. And everyone has like their own version of what a Doomsday Machine is. Is it a bomb? Is it a giant mech? Is it a thing that like turns people into fish? Who knows?
It's something.
Could be
It's something
that
and
does
like
too.
yeah, and that's like kind of going back to what you were saying, Max, about like being specific and also broad.
Yeah.
Which I think like is really works really well. I like
So we have one last question: is would you table it or would you shelve it?
Table.
100% table it.
I would absolutely table this game. I will table this game more times than any other game I've ever played. Probably. I love this game.
I feel like it. Well, yeah. I just feel like it. I'm thinking about all the different times where I want to play games with people.
Mm-hmm.
Often it's people who are also board game fans or TTRPG fans, but not always. I mean, sometimes I have other groups of friends that are not into tabletop games, and sometimes I struggle with like, if we're gonna have a game night or something fun to do at a party. Like, I don't always have a great arsenal of things to use, or I'm even thinking about like family, like playing games with my parents and shit. This would be a game that I could put with my parents and they would understand it.
I've run this for my parents. My dad's very quiet. He had a blast.
Yeah.
All right, so
Are we playing again?
no, we're not playing again. What I did. This is something I like to do at the end of the night when we play this game.
Okay.
You have a whole bunch of cards, and this is where, sort of like at the end of Cards Against Humanity, people lay out their cards like, I had this and I wish I could have played it.
Yes.
We have one spare. Who wants the extra?
I'll take the extra.
Okay, so Tim has 3. All the rest of us have 2. Tim, you start us off. We'll go
All right.
around and each read off one of the ones.
So one that we didn't use was the Declaration of Independence.
I have Super Pizza Delivery Man right here.
Amazing.
I have one of my own that I was very proud of. It is Fridge Woman.
Fridge woman.
no!
Is that a dead body in a fridge?
I mean, maybe. Maybe it's a Doomsbot who is a refrigerator who can transform into a dead woman.
Oh my god, that's so fucking good. I have lightning bolt with an exclamation point.
I have a costume with boob windows.
Oh lord.
Dinosaur.
Amazing.
I have Fridge Woman's alter ego, Dolly Parton.
That was one of mine.
Boob Windows was one of mine.
Amazing. And I have a tragic backstory involving high heels.
Oh no! And then the last one is the ability to juggle a little bit.
Oh shit.
You can do like 2 balls, but that third one is like really
Yeah, that's where
Do
it
a
is.
third one for like
Else.
3 passes, baby.
Yep. You can juggle, but only specific objects.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for listening to Table It. We should probably do we have plugs we wanted to do?
No plugs for me.
No plugs. No plugs.
No plugs.
No plugs. All right. Thank you for listening to Table It. You can find us at micro_RPGs on Twitter or email us at microrpgs@gmail.com. Please submit games you would like to hear us play with the subject line new game. Our theme this episode is Chill Vibra Jazz Theme by Danydory. Thanks and have a great night.
Peace out, y'all.
Yay.